Look at this view. Good morning, everybody. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Survival with Suits, episode 10. It's kind of crazy to think that we have been making 10 whole videos on this series. I mean, I guess it's not that crazy. 10 episodes really isn't a lot, but the amount of time and effort I put into every single one of my episodes, it's crazy to me. So yeah. But today is a very jam-packed episode. We have a lot of stuff planned for today. I have 2 build projects I want to do. Along with that, I want to test out some of the new Minecraft features that came with Chase the Skies, such as testing the new vibrant visuals, which I know we are playing on Java Edition, but I have a little bit of a workaround for that. And 2, I want to get us a happy gas today, because I think it'd be really fun and kind of, interesting to test out these new things. So the 2 build projects I want to do today are going to be a very big and extensive build projects, one more than the other. The first one is actually going to be down in the vault and is a new farm. I want to build us a tree farm, and the reason why is because we are starting to build a lot more in this world, and we're not looking good on wood. Currently, this is our wood supplies. It's really bad. We don't even have any mangrove wood left. Like, we got 3 stacks of spruce logs. That's the most. Like, we need more wood in this world. Yeah, coming right down here past the cows, I actually hollowed out this big area down here. And here we are. This took some time. It didn't take as much time. I used a lot of TNT. And then, just kind of mined out the rest. Also ran into a cave over here, so this kind of saved us time with mining, so that was nice. But yeah, as you can kind of see, this is how I want it set up. I want to have a bunch of platforms where we grow trees, and then, we break said trees, and then we go about our business. Now, you might notice that this isn't really set up like a redstone farm, and that's for a reason. I don't really have the capabilities right now in our world to house a large-scale automatic tree farm, because a lot of those automatic tree farms, they call for TNT, and currently we only have a little bit of gunpowder, and I use that for stuff like this, hollowing out holes or just blowing stuff up in general. But to actually use that TNT to supply a farm of this scale, I don't really have that, because I don't even have a creeper farm set up, like a permanent one, that is. I had a makeshift one back in like episode 2 that I just AFK'd overnight. But we don't really have a feasible way of making a lot of TNT really quick, and in this world, I don't really like using cheats or anything, or duping things such as TNT or diamonds or anything like that. So I think for our first tree farm in the world, we should go with a small scale, just classic style tree farm like this, and then as we progress further into this world, we can start implementing more of those automated things and using TNT explosions and stuff for tree farms and stuff like that. Alright guys, so it's time to talk about the other project that I mentioned. But before that, we are sitting at 44 levels and we need to do some enchanting, so let's go do that. Whoa. What'd I do? Guys, what's go? Oh. I tried going out of F5 mode and I pressed F6 and it does this. I didn't know this is a thing. I don't know what mod this is. Hello there. And just like that, our full set of armor is done. Behind the scenes, I have been working on this set of armor for a while. This is the perfect set of armor for our survival series. So our helmet, let's take all this stuff off and let's replace it. Look at us, guys. We're finally decked out. Oh man, this is so awesome. I've never really had armor trims in Minecraft just because, I don't know, I just never really cared for them. But I have been missing out. Look how pretty we look. Oh, I wouldn't say pretty. We look handsome. Handsome, I say. Yeah, so the enchantments we got on this armor, for the helmet we got Protection 4, Respiration 3, Aqua Infinity, and Unbreaking 3. Then the chest piece, Protection 4, Thorns 2, Unbreaking, and then we got Protection 4, Unbreaking, and then the boots is Protection 4, Feather Falling 4, Soul Speed 3, Depth Strider 3, and Unbreaking 3. Oh man, this is awesome. This is definitely awesome. Look at us. Ready for anything. I do want to go test out something, and I will meet you guys at the vault. Alright guys, so whenever I was building this whole vault here, I had a very big design idea, and that was incorporating soul speed into the entire vault. Because in the future, I want this thing to be super big and expansive, but it's going to take a while just to walk from one area to another. So without soul speed, this is how it is, you know, normal Minecraft kind of walking speed. Come down here and it's the same thing, but now we got soul speed. And look at us zoom. Holy crap. Now, obviously the steps and stuff don't really work. I think if we put soul speed underneath the staircase, it might work. Because underneath all of these slabs, I have soul sand. Yeah, this is awesome, man. Look at this. This is exactly what I wanted. Now, the only downside about using this in the vault is it uses durability. Now, it doesn't use a lot of durability, as you can see, but over time, we're going to be repairing our boots quite a lot. But that's enough of that. Let's talk about the big project I have for this video. That is this behind me. You might be wondering, Suits, what is that? I'm going to explain it. So for those who don't know, I have recently incorporated channel memberships and channel donations on the server. Well, not the server, but the channel. And with me now accepting donations and channel memberships, I kind of wanted to build something to give back to you guys. So today we're going to start a project. We're going to be starting to build a shrine of some sorts. And within the shrine, we're going to have a bunch of names, and I don't know, it's just going to be a building that holds all the members that I ever have, all the donations that I ever get within the channel. Your guys' name is going to go into the shrine, whether it be on a sign or in a book or something. The ones who donate big, or, you know, the ones who become a member for so long or whatever, I want to captivate that and maybe build a little statue for them. I'm really not sure. What I am sure of is what I'm going to build. So what I'm thinking is I want to build a Greek-style monument. Well, not really monument, but kind of a temple. But this is going to be pretty hard for me because I'm building in a style that I've never built in before. And I'm going to be building in a gradient. So we are going to be using these blocks primarily. And then we're going to be using these blocks as accent colors. So the whole temple, I want it to be built out of quartz at the bottom. And then as it goes up, it's going to kind of fade into this darker material all the way until we get to deep slate. That's the plan, at least. I might change it. Like I said, I've never built in gradient before, and I have no idea how it's going to look. So it might turn out pretty bad. I hope it turns out good, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I picked this area up here because I feel like up here is just a really good spot for this. I built a rough mock-up in my creative world, and I need a 27 by 32 at least, and up here I have that. Originally, I was going to build it right over there, but that means I would have had to flatten all that out and then, you know, blend the terrain and stuff, and I don't know, I already got plans for up in there, and that just won't really fit with that style. But over here is a really good area. This is one of my favorite biomes in the game, the meadow biome. I really like the grass color. I think it matches the blue kind of theme that we're going with very well. It kind of contrasts with each other. And overall, it's just a really good lookout spot. We get to see pretty much the whole area. We get to see the house. We get to see that guy, the pond, and everything else that we build in the future. But like I said, I'm planning on doing a Greek temple of some sorts. I'm killing the sheep. He's being really annoying. So what I'm thinking is I want to have 4 pillars up front. So what we'll do is we'll do one right here. Do a 7 block gap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we'll have a 5 block gap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this. All right, cool. Yeah, so this is going to be as wide as it is, and I think that is going to look good. One thing I do want to make sure is that this isn't too close to that. I might move it over slightly. Let me look. Okay, yeah, that's better. It's going to look better over here. The reason why I want to move it over is because when we're all the way down there and walking, I don't want this to cover this up. Because with us expanding in this world and starting to build multiple things, I don't want things to kind of get blocked by other things unless I want it to. I know that didn't make any sense whatsoever. But think of this world as photography. And as you're walking through the paths and everything, I want everything to be framed perfectly. So if we're coming from this direction, you know, you're walking and come out right here, you automatically see the temple right over there, and you see this thing a little bit closer. It's kind of subjected away from that. That way, you know, it's a different, you know, structure and it doesn't really correlate with that. But it's really, come on. And then as you come this way, let's say we're heading down, I don't know, over here, we can still see the temple. And then we get to see a different angle of the temple. But yeah, pretty much with building, everything's all about framing and just making things look good from longer distances. But that's enough of me talking. I'm going to start building this thing. I'm going to watch some YouTube and see what I can come up with. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, so I have made quite a bit of headway on the temple. However, guys, there's one thing that is annoying in survival Minecraft, and that's when you're building something super big and you gotta keep scaffolding up. I've been using actual scaffolding, which is honestly really amazing whenever we don't have what's it called? A beacon set up with Instamine. Scaffolding is really good. However, it can still be pretty annoying. And that's one thing I love about this new update. They finally added something to help with that, being the happy gas. So in between videos, I have found us 5 of these dried ghasts. Now, honestly, I don't know how they work. I think what, you put them in and then you put water on them? Okay. Yeah, that sounds correct. And apparently it takes about 20 minutes for these guys to hatch. I don't want him to get suffocated, so what I'm going to do actually is this. Fill this in. He looks so sad. Alright, now we just gotta wait about 20 minutes, it says. While we're waiting, though, I realized last episode I forgot to read the comment question of the day. So we're going to do it now while we're waiting for this guy to hatch, and we'll go from there. So this comment is left by Fries1852. They say, "Yo Suits, I started my own Forever World a couple months back and recently started playing again. I was wondering if you have any tips for getting out of your comfort zone with builds. I see you building with a lot of unique blocks and color while I rather stick to spruce and oak." So that is a very good question, man. Honestly, the best advice I can give you is just do what you kind of asked. Experiment. The thing I've been doing with this world a lot is experimenting. A lot of these builds I've never really done before. Let's take the Sniffer House, for example. I've never built in this kind of style before. It's very unique. The roof is really goofy looking. I mean, it looks cool in my opinion, but it's just something I've never done before. Let alone try to transform a mob into an actual structure. The best advice I can give you is just go out and start building, man. Sometimes when you build something, it's just not going to look good at all. So I recommend just experiment and see what works. Now, whenever it comes to building, though, I like to think of building as kind of like an art style. The reason why I say that is because Minecraft and art have a lot in common, especially whenever it comes to colors. So if you look at the sniffer house here, the main color is red. However, if this was all red, it would not look good. So I use complementary colors to help it out. I use greens and shades of blue, like this, to kind of tie everything together and just make it look better. A big example of this is actually our nether hub, which I'll go in and I'll show you guys real quick. So right in here, this is a very unique style build. I don't think I've really ever seen this kind of color palette, but this is a perfect example of what I mean. So with my building, I like to use patterns or just things that you can copy and paste. So if you look here, this is split up into 4 different quadrants that are exactly the same. But in each quadrant, a lot of stuff's going on. The primary color is this blue. And then I use accents, or not accents, I use colors for the accents. So I use the basalt, which is a gray tone, kind of darker color, to help let this pop. And then same thing with the, what's this called, blackstone? Blackstone has like a very slight purple hue, which kind of matches with the blue. And then this in the background, the warped wood, the logs, that kind of matches with the blackstone and the warped, you know, planks. And then lastly, to tie everything together, I use a complementary color, which is orange. And then, you know, the lighting source up here is also like that orange kind of tint. And everything just kind of ties together very nicely. And then the flooring is that oak color. And if you throw this on like a color palette, it resembles this. It's just very saturated version of that. And like I said, it just kind of ties everything together. All right, so I'm here in my creative world. This is called Canvas, and this is what I use for a bunch of different design ideas. And you can kind of see things. You can kind of see some stuff I've done in the server, or not server, but the world, and some things I haven't yet. Right in here was whenever I was experimenting with the nether hub. I was trying the quartz look, but I didn't really like it, so I kind of scrapped it. And then I was trying these and stuff, and I don't know, a lot of things stuck, a lot of things didn't. If you look over here, here was our sniffer house kind of design that I did. I built this section, and whenever I finally got to a point where it was like, all right, cool, this is what I want, I then went into survival and then built this and just added on to it. But my big piece of advice is just throw yourself into a creative world like this and just experiment a little bit. Experiment with blocks, experiment with color palettes, and you'll be surprised what you can make. For example, over here is what I am using for the vault. This is the color palette that I'm using, and this is what I came up with, and I'm a really big fan of it. But there's other things in this world that just don't look good, such as, you know, like I said over here. This doesn't look good, in my opinion. It's way too busy, too much is going on, too many colors at once, and it just doesn't really look the greatest. But yeah, that's the advice I got for you, man. I don't really know what else to say, but let me reread this real quick. But yeah, I don't know how else to actually answer your question. I know it might have not been the answer you're looking for, but you kind of answered it yourself. A lot of these builds I do in my world is out of my comfort zone. Like I said, I've never built in a lot of these styles, and I want to continue doing that because the more you do that, the better you get as a builder. And there's certain things that I am actually good at. I like to think that I'm pretty decent at decorating terrain, such as this pond. I'm a big fan of how this turned out. But other than things like that, just force yourself to get out of your comfort zone. And when you do, sometimes you'll create garbage, but every so often you'll create something that you're super proud of. All right, guys, it's time for me to show you what the temple looks like. And I'm not sure about it. Well, I'm not sure how you guys are going to think about it, but I think it turned out pretty nice. But here it is. Look at it. Look at it in the distance. I only got that part done, but man, that actually turned out decent. I had a lot of issues and I was struggling very much trying to build this thing, but near the end, everything kind of came together. So currently I do not have the mod called FreeCam installed. If you guys have watched all the other videos in my series, you know that I do have that mod. It's pretty much a mod where I can press F5, or not F5, but F4, and it pretty much puts me into spectator mode. It allows me just to fly anywhere, see anything, stuff like that. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't have that mod installed because we are in the most current version of Minecraft, 1.21.7, and the free cam is only updated to 1.21.5, I believe. So we can't use it right now. So bear with me. We're gonna have to get a ground's eye view on this. But yeah, this is what I came up with. I think it turned out pretty decent. It's pretty much exactly what I wanted. It does look a little busy near the top, but as you can see, I'm kind of going with that gradient look. So let me kind of go over here real quick. Actually, let's go up in the tower. This is going to be a good spot for us to see. All right, yeah, right here's a good angle. So at the bottom is nothing but quartz, and then I added these bricks and regular quartz blocks to add texturing, because without it, it looks very plain and boring. But going all the way up, it kind of starts transitioning into that calcite with a little bit of a diorite kind of sprinkled in there. And then you get up here and you get some more calcite and diorite. And then you get over here and it's nothing but calcite and diorite. And then it starts transitioning into andesite, then tuff, and then right near the top, it kind of turns into that deep slate look. And then for the accents, the color, I have primarily this warped wood with a little bit of, what are those called? Warped blocks, I think, just sprinkled in there. And then that just transitions all the way up to skulk. And then whenever I was building this, it was missing something, especially right here in between these things. And I didn't want to just put a lantern because it was going to be way too small. So I experimented quite a bit, but this is what I came up with. Just these hanging baskets with the soul fire in it. And I went with a blackstone design, just because I feel like blackstone matched everything pretty well. Similar to the nether hub, blackstone has that purple kind of hue to it, which matches the blue kind of tint to it. So everything just kind of comes together very well. As of right now, I am a big fan of it. I think it turned out really nice. I just noticed that. I gotta fix that. If you come in here, here's the planned size of the build. So I plan on having 1, 2, 3, 4 more pillars on each side, and then everything just kind of mirroring each other. And then within here, I'm going to have some walls and some decorations in here to kind of show off all the members and all the donors and stuff. And then I'm thinking about having an underground and kind of turning it into a library, and that's going to be where we store all the comment questions of the day. Because currently we keep them in our house on the top level. I don't know what to turn that into, but I think it'll look better over here. I want this to pretty much be the member temple or the subscriber temple. I don't know. You guys come up with a good idea for the comments. I will say this temple has ran me dry with resources. I am surprised how much I've had to use, especially quartz. I had about 6 stacks of quartz, and now I only got 1, 2... I got 1.5 full stacks of quartz. A little over 1.5, and then some odds and ends here and there. It's pretty bad. We need to go back on a mining trip. And I'm not looking forward to that because preparing for today's video, I spent maybe 2 to 3 hours in the nether just gathering quartz and finding those dried ghasts. Okay, that's pretty loud. Yeah, as I was saying before, I got rudely interrupted by the weather. I'm not looking forward to going back in the nether because I spent so long trying to get all this stuff and we only got the front of it done. We still got so much more to do. We got the whole back half to do, plus these pillars. This back half is going to take a lot more resources than these sides. Actually, you know, it's probably going to take about the same, now I think about it. Because, yes, these pillars aren't as tall as the centerpieces, but there's more. There's more pillars in total. Man, that was such a good idea to put it up there. It's like in the distance, but it's close enough where, I don't know, it's nice. It's on top of a hill. It's very tall. I like it. I like it a lot. Look at him! So cute. Oh man, he's awesome. All right, I guess we can scoop up this water now. Wait, where's my bucket? I like his little cries. It's so cute, man. Oh man, I love whenever Mojang adds new mobs and stuff into the game, whether it be good mobs or bad mobs. It's always cool, and especially whenever they are good and like a pet like this. So I read up on these guys. The cool thing about him is if they are not leaded or harnessed, they'll just roam around your world, but they'll only roam around a 64 block radius of their home spawn, which is wherever they hatch from. So right here, he hatched, and now he'll just continuously roam around this area, which I really like because it kind of adds a sense of life to your builds. And honestly, it makes me think about some really cool build ideas. We could do some sort of steampunk ship and then have these guys just floating around it. But yeah, so if we feed him snowballs, he'll grow up, apparently. I don't know how many snowballs we need to feed him, but I got a bunch here. There he is. He's awesome. Let's go grab our harness that we made last episode. I made our buddy a very special blue harness because a little secret. My favorite color is blue. If you couldn't tell. If you couldn't tell. Come down to Papa. Yeah. We're riding him. Oh, look at us. He is awesome. So I've yet to actually experiment with this dude yet. This is my first time riding it. I haven't tried this in creative. This is my first go ahead. Oh, that's weird. So wherever we're looking is wherever we'll kind of go. Oh, this is dope. I like this a lot. This is going to make building this so much easier. Will we accidentally hit him if I do this? It doesn't seem like it. Actually, yeah, it did. You can see the half heart right there. Ah, but dude, building this is going to be so much easier. And how close can we get? Okay, so we can get literally right up into it. It's so cool how Mojang finds ways to make Minecraft better. Now, let me explain. I know the way I explained that didn't make sense. But what I mean by that is there's a bunch of things that the community wants, all right? And there's a bunch of mods to fix those things that the community wants. However, with Mojang, I've noticed that with them, they implement things that the community wants, but they implement it in a very unique way. So, for example, years ago, people wanted backpacks or something where they can store their items and carry it with them. So, modders out there, they made a bunch of backpack mods. However, Mojang, they didn't want to just add a backpack into the game just because it probably felt a little bit too much like modded Minecraft. So they implemented shulker boxes, which are pretty much just backpacks. And then more recently, the happy gas. You know, for years now, people have been wanting some sort of creative mode in survival. Something where they can just fly around and build and make things a lot easier. Within modded Minecraft, you have things such as feather boots from, I forget what mod it is. And then you also have like jetpacks and stuff like that. But here in vanilla Minecraft, what they decided to do was implement the happy gas. And one, it's a pet, it's something cool. But it's also a way of kind of having creative mode in, you know, survival. I need you guys to help me name this guy. I have no good names right now, and as you guys know, I like to get you guys involved in my pet naming, so for any of you guys who have any good ideas for him, put in the comments below. Alright guys, things look a little different, as you can see. Can you guess why? It's because we're currently in Bedrock Edition. Now, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I wanted to try out the new Vibrant Visuals. Give me 1 second. I need to change my render distance. Yeah, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I wanted to test out Vibrant Visuals, and I had a little bit of a workaround, and that is loading our world into Bedrock Edition. And the way I did it was I used a application called Chunker, which allows you to take your current save and upload it and convert it into whatever. Now, there are some downsides with that, such as none of the mobs transfer over. So we had a chicken right here. He's not here. Our little happy gas friend, he's nowhere to be found either. Seems like the items and the item frames transferred over. I know that used to be an issue. I will say things look a lot different. I used to play primarily on Bedrock Edition just because I used to play with friends a lot, and I tend to enjoy sitting on my couch and playing video games than sitting at a computer. So yeah, I would always just boot up my Xbox or PlayStation and just play a little bit of Bedrock. But that's enough talking. Let's test out these vibrant visuals. So we go into settings, we go down to video, and graphics mode. Okay, so I figured it out. You actually have to go into the homepage and then switch over to vibrant visuals. I haven't messed with any of the settings. This is my first time seeing it. So let's see what it looks like. Whoa, that's bright. Whoa. Oh, dude, this looks really nice. I like this a lot. So as of right now, whenever it comes to shaders, my favorite shader pack is complementary shaders, just because it doesn't really make the game look way too crazy, but it just adds enough to make it look nice. And that's one thing I really like about these vibrant visuals, is the fact that it looks really pretty and really nice, but it's still Minecraft. I love the pixelated shadows. That's probably one of my favorite things in here. One thing I have noticed I don't like is the sky. So I like the sky, but if you look, there's these weird lines. So like whenever I stare at the sun, it kind of fades in and then fades out. I don't like that. I don't know if there's a way to change that. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's just my display or the video itself. I know Vibrant Visuals is still a work in progress. It's not 100% there, but it's getting there. But dude, I am blown away. This looks really, really nice. All right, I gotta check out the vault. I gotta see what that looks like. Oh, dude, look at the water. I love the reflections. It still has that Minecraft look, like the texture on top, but it looks so nice. And underwater looks pretty good too. This ain't too bad. I guess this piston elevator doesn't work in Bedrock Edition. That's a bummer. Where's my pickaxe? Whoa, look at here. This looks cool, man. I like the reflection you get from the water. I wonder if this works. Okay, cool. Whoa, that's bright. I like the bloom. Dude, this looks really nice. This is literally just Minecraft, but better. Oh, our eyes like adjust. That's... I don't know if I like that. Okay, this looks pretty much like Minecraft. The lighting just looks slightly better. So far, though, I definitely am impressed with Vibrant Visuals. I do think it looks really nice. Aldwin, what happened to you? Why do you look like that? The sun's setting. I'm excited to see this. It's one of the best part about shader packs is sunrise and sunset. So let's see what Vibrant Visuals look like. Oh man, I do like that out in the distance. You have that pinkish kind of hue with the blue. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting more of an orange kind of tint. All right, the sun is setting. I gotta admit, I was expecting more, but I kind of like the subtle sunset. I'm a big fan. I like how the sun gets like a deep orange yellow color. I do like that. Oh, dude, I really like this at night. Look at this. Because it's dark and stuff, you get the reflections in the water, along with just, I don't know, the glowing from the sea pickles. Oh, dude, this looks beautiful. When's this coming to Java? I really want to see this in Java Edition. Oh, dude, and the lightning bugs, they glow. Oh, wow. I have to admit, I think I like nighttime more than daytime. I genuinely think it looks better. Is that just me? Or do you guys agree? Okay. Honestly, this doesn't look any different. It looks slightly nicer. You know how in the graphics settings there's there's fast graphics, fancy graphics, and then fabulous? This looks like it's just a step above fabulous. Okay, and the nether itself, I mean, it looks good. I do like the glow. Yeah, this isn't bad. It's just not... This isn't anything to go home about. Alright, that was Vibrant Visuals, guys. And honestly, I gotta say, I was pretty surprised. Overall, I think that Mojang did very well with Vibrant Visuals. There are a few aspects on which I think they should change, or just, you know, make better. One of those being that weird sunbloom thing. I didn't like that. And it could just be a Bedrock only thing with the whole rendering engine that they use. I know Bedrock is kind of weird whenever it comes to their rendering engine. So I don't know if it's a hardware limitation or not hardware, but I don't know if it's a software limitation or if it's just not up to date yet. But other than that, I do think it looks really nice. Everything is very subtle in Vibrant Visuals, which isn't a bad thing. I think it being subtle is actually a good thing, just because the whole point about Vibrant Visuals is to make the base game Minecraft look better. And I think that they accomplished that 100%. They took what Minecraft was and what was good about Minecraft and just improved upon it, such as adding slightly better lighting. The pixelated shadows is 100% Minecraft. But yeah, overall, I think Mojang did very well with Vibrant Visuals, and I'm excited to see how they improve it and what they come out with next. There it is. I am so proud of this build. Hey guys, how's it going? So it has been probably maybe 4 days, 5 days since I last recorded a clip for this video. And that's because I have been working extensively on this temple. And guys, we finished it. So I got pretty busy in the last few days, so I couldn't really actually dedicate a lot of time into building the temple. So I put like maybe 2 hours here, 2 hours there. And honestly, a lot of it had to deal with gathering resources. I probably went to the nether 3 times in total trying to get more resources, but it paid off and we finally finished it. Look at this thing. It is so beautiful. So let me show you guys the inside, because the last time you guys saw this, you just saw this exterior part right here. But as you can see, the whole temple all the way around is completely done. As you can see, we have the gradient going all the way up with the texturing with the pillars. But right in here, I actually went with a really unique floor idea. So look in here. Wow. I actually blew myself away with this whole thing. And I'm so pumped about it. This looks beautiful in my opinion. So the whole area, the focus point is right in the center here. And right on the outside, we have this kind of skulk design I went with. And we got these right side up facing stairs just to add some detail and some more depth to the skulk area. But guys, this looks beautiful. So let me give you a little bit of a tour. So we have these 2 walls right here. We have the wall of treasure and the retired tools wall. So the wall of treasure, up here we got our first ever pickaxe, our first ever diamond pickaxe, our first ever diamond sword, our first enchanted apple, Aldwin's brush. The reason why I named this Aldwin's brush is because this is actually the brush we used to find our best friend Aldwin. Look at him. And then our first turtle egg. So this isn't just going to be first items. It's just going to be just treasures in general. So whenever we get our first heavy core, we can throw it up in here. Or just things that we hold near and dear to our heart. Then over here, we got our retired tools section. As you guys know, I do not use mending in this world, and eventually tools get too expensive to repair. So as time goes on, we are going to add more to this wall. And then the cool thing about this wall design is, let's say we fill up all these item frames, we can actually extend this up all the way to the ceiling if we want to. And yeah, we can just add more. Over here, we have our first set of armor. We don't got boots because they broke a long time ago. But yeah, this is the first ever set of armor we used in this world. Right here is our first boat, which I thought this was our first boat, but I had to actually go back into my old recordings and look and see if this really was our first boat. But it is, and here it is. The only thing we don't have that I'm kind of bummed out about, we don't have our first diamond, and we don't have our first bed, because I would love to put our first bed right here. And then coming over here, we got our first set of diamond armor. And then lastly, we got our first ancient debris. Hey guys, quick little addition to the video. This is editing suits, and I forgot to mention the whole deal with the first ancient debris. You guys might be wondering, suits, I don't remember seeing any ancient debris in your world. And that's because in between recordings, I actually found a crap ton. So let me show you guys real quick. Right in here, we got 22 ancient debris. And the reason why we have so much, and I gotta show you guys at the nether portal real quick. So while I was getting a crap ton of nether quartz for our build, I thought, why not just strip mine a lot and try to get nether quartz and also see if we can get ancient debris. So here we are. This is kind of our makeshift strip mine right now. I have hollowed a lot of this out. And this isn't just all of it. We actually have a lot more up this way on a different level. Yeah, so I have hollowed out all this area just trying to find nether quartz, and in the process of doing that, I end up finding 23 ancient debris. 22 of it we're going to be using, the ones going on display. Now, in the center, you can see that there's a stand here, but there's nothing on it. And that's because whenever we get the dragon egg, I want to put the dragon egg right in the center here. That way it's like surrounded by all of our valuables and, you know, it just looks good. Then coming right over here, we got two very important walls right here. Over here, we got the membership wall and the donors wall. So in here is a list of all of our current members and when they subscribed. And then up on the wall here, we also have all the members. Once this fills up completely, I want to have all the most active members, or not most active, but like the longest members. So let's say in the future we get like 100 members on the channel, which I don't see happening, but let's say it does. I want to pick the top, like however many we can hold up here and put them up on these signs. Pretty much the people who have been subscribed the longest get to go up here. And then over here, we got the donations wall. So if you guys decide to donate, it doesn't matter if it's $1 or $100, you are going to be going into the donations book. And then the ones who donate the most is going to be going on the wall itself. Don't mind the missing signs. A creeper blew up in here a few times and I just haven't replaced it yet. But let's say in the future I put it where it's like you have to donate $10 or more in order to get on the wall, because let's say we have a few hundred donations, just to make it fair. Like, we'll just put a number on it. I don't know the number right now. As of right now, if you donate, you're going to go on the wall. And then the interior, if you look up here, we got a bunch of hanging, where they called lanterns. And then we got this really cool wall design, which I'm very happy how it turned out. The only thing I haven't done is I didn't add the gradient to the sculk. And I might not, honestly, because I do kind of like having just the warped wood in here. I don't know. You guys are going to have to let me know what you think. And then lastly, in this temple, we actually have a downstairs. So if we come down here, we got this really nice kind of hallway design, which I like how this turned out. We just have a bunch of random stuff up here. As time goes on, we're going to put more and more valuables up in here. Same thing with over here. We got a little dried gas guy. And then going down here, we have the library. I am super happy how this turned out. It's not a huge design, but it's simple enough, yet complex enough where it looks good. But this is going to be where we store all of the comment questions of the days. So currently we have all of these right here, and I forget the math. I know we have enough for like 300 or so episodes worth of comments, and this is easily expandable. If we get to a point where we need to expand upon this, all we gotta do is just take out this wall, push it out there a few blocks, and then just add more sections. And then coming right here, we actually have a automatic bookmaking dispenser. So we throw all the ingredients we need up here, such as books, feathers, and ink sacs. That goes... Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to fix that. I forgot I didn't have silk touch. But as I was saying, that goes into a hopper right here, which goes into a crafter, which has this. And then we just press this button and it shoots out a unwritten book, and then we can type in it. But guys, that is all the time we have for this video. I know I didn't really... I was about to say I didn't really do much. I definitely did a lot, but there's a lot more I wanted to do in this video. But that's fine. We'll do it a different day. But let me read today's comment question of the day for episode 10. So all we gotta do is go up to the wall. I already have it in here, but episode 10, let's read this thing. So this comment is left by AS31099. They say, I've discovered you recently, and I have to say you're hands down one of the best Minecraft YouTubers I've come across. Thank you, man. That means so much. The pacing, cinematography, music, and overall atmosphere tickles my brain in a way that many things do. My bad. The pacing, cinematography, music, and overall atmosphere tickles my brain in a way not many things do. However, I'm very much a beginner. For the most part, I play on my very generous Friends World. It gives me all the materials and tools I need for my builds. I have fell in love with this game since I was introduced to it through his world, and have ever since started my own survival world, although I can't really get into the material gathering grind. Do you have any tips? Love the vids and keep it up. Alright, yeah, so first off, I do not think I am the best Minecraft YouTuber out there. I do enjoy my videos personally. I'm not one to toot my own horn, but I am proud on how my videos turn out and how I actually record my videos. I enjoy that, but there definitely are a lot more people who are better than me, such as, you know, Ethos Lab. He is a huge inspiration for me and a huge inspiration for this channel. But to answer your main question, let's break it down, all right? So you love Minecraft and you love the survival aspect of the game, but you hate the resource grind and you just couldn't care less. Well, there's two answers I can give you. The one's the short and sweet answer, which is also kind of mean and you probably don't want. And the other one is a super long, complex answer. The short and sweet answer is, if you don't really care about resource gathering, if you just like building, then just, I don't know, play creative, dude. Genuinely. Now, I understand not wanting to play creative, just because you have the whole aspect of, you know, building things up from the ground up and looking at it and being like, man, I gathered all that myself. If that's the case, then you seem to put yourself in a little bit of a pickle. The thing about Minecraft is, at the end of the day, this is a resource gathering game. It's a sandbox survival style game. However, it doesn't mean that resource gathering can't be easier. So, my best advice I can give you is just do things within this game that makes the things that you don't like to do easier. So what I mean by that, because I know it's a little bit of a mouthful, is pretty much just set up farms and stuff. Minecraft at its core is a survival sandbox game. Its whole point is to go out, gather resources, build up stuff, and then gather more resources. However, this game is honestly amazing, and there is a lot of things you can do to ease your pain when gathering resources. Whenever it comes to Minecraft, the biggest and most important resource in this game is not diamonds, it's not sand or gunpowder, or it's not a single item in the game. It's simply time. Because at the end of the day, we only got so much time to play Minecraft. And if you're just spending that time going out and punching trees or mining not bedrock, but mining stone and stuff, then you're wasting a lot of that time. But there are many ways to ease your pain and make your time more worthwhile, or just make your time spent more efficiently, such as setting up redstone farms, or, enchanting tools or something. If you are newer to the game and you don't really know much about redstone, I highly recommend going out, watching some tutorials and stuff, because when you start setting up redstone farms, things in your world just get so much easier. What I say you should do is this. If you're starting a new game, the first farm you should set up, and no joke, like the first farm you should set up is a creeper farm. The reason why I say this is because gunpowder is going to be your best friend. Whenever it comes to clearing out a big hill or something, or digging a big area, blow it up. So if you can spend a few hours building yourself a very simple but effective creeper farm and just get a crap ton of gunpowder, you can just go and blow up a bunch of things. So if you need some cobblestone or something, go to a mountain and blow it up. Right there, that saves you so much time. If you want to set up a tree farm and stuff eventually, then you can look up tutorials on how to set up said tree farm. Most of them, you got to use gunpowder to blow up the tree. But once you actually set it up and you spend the time to set up a redstone farm like that, then the actual time back you get from it is going to be so much better. I don't really have any examples for you, or I'd give you one. I don't know. Another thing you could do to ease your pain with things is set up villager trading. I have a friend who every time he plays Minecraft, the first thing he does is set up a very big and very extensive villager trading hall. And this is like beginning of the game kind of deal where he doesn't even have diamonds yet. But if you set up yourself a villager trading hall, the villagers are pretty OP. They give you a lot of really good resources. They give you quite a bit of building resources. You can get OP tools and stuff from librarians and toolsmiths. So in general, like villagers, they're very useful if you want to ease your pain with that. But yeah, to sum up my response to your question, man, pretty much Minecraft is one of those games where at its core, it's all about going out and gathering resources. So if you do not like gathering resources in this game, or it's just something that you don't ever want to do, well, honestly, I don't really have anything else to tell you. I can't change the game. However, you can do many things to make resource gathering easy or just fun. Whenever it comes to resource gathering with myself, I don't really record that or anything. I kind of do it on my own. And yeah, it can be pretty boring, but I just throw on YouTube. I throw my phone down on my desk, or I turn my TV on, throw on some YouTube, and just kind of get in the zone with things. Whenever I'm doing big builds like this, or I'm hollowing out a giant area, yeah, I just throw on YouTube, sit back, relax, take my headphones off, let the game play through my speakers, and I just kind of relax for a little bit. Maybe drink some coffee. I personally think it's peaceful. I understand why you might not think so, but like I said, there's many things in this game that you can do to make things easier and just be more time efficient in general. There's things that I don't even do in this world just because I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not against it. I'm not going to look down upon you for it. But there are many things in this world that I don't do that I could do just to make my life easier. But yeah, I hope I answered your question, man. I tried my best. I don't know if I did well, but let me know. But other than that, we ran out of time, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace, guys. Bye-bye.